everyone, so welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd do a fun little video for you. I didn't really know what to film this weekend. I wasn't really in the mood to film like a tutorial or anything, which is what I actually had planned to film for this weekend. But here in Louisiana we have been experiencing a lot of rain, and lots of areas have been flooded and things like that, and roads closed, and it's just been crazy. Fortunately, we are in an area that has not been affected by any flooding, although we did get a lot of rain. The extent of our flooding was, our backyard is really low, so I mean, it wasn't bad, but you know, you had to walk with boots if you want to go in the backyard. And then like the front of our driveway, like right when you would turn in, had water over it right at the beginning. But that is the extent, and like my flower bed has like a little river happening right here. But that is the extent of it for us. So we were very fortunate, but there was some of my family members that were affected by this monsoon of rain that we're getting. So this weekend I haven't really been in the mood to really film anything. We were just kind of on the phone trying to keep in touch, making sure everyone was okay. So, but anyway, today it is Sunday, and I felt like I just wanted to film something, so I can have something to put up for you this week. So this probably won't go up until like Thursday or Friday. But I wanted to have something. So yeah, so I thought today I'd do something a little different, something a little fun. I'm going to show you all of my brushes that I cannot live without. And I was sitting here this morning like going through everything, and I was like, oh my goodness, I have so many brushes that I use. I didn't realize that. I mean, I pretty much use all of them, but these that I have picked out right here are the ones that I grab for every day. And it's a lot. So I kind of have them sectioned off in front of me, like in little categories. We'll of course start with face brushes and move down to eyes. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started because I do have a lot. I do want to mention that most of my brushes are from Morphe. I recently got into Morphe brushes about 4, maybe 5 months ago. Been seeing a lot of YouTubers use them, and so I thought, and just saying how, you know, high quality they were for such a reasonable price. So I looked into it and I got me a few, and then I was introduced to what's called LiveGlam, which is actually a subscription for Morphe brushes. It's $19.99 a month, and you get about $40, I think, worth of brushes. I will link the Morphe Me LiveGlam link below if you want to check it out and see what it's all about. I will also link the Morphe website, so if you do want to get your hands on any of these brushes. I don't have any affiliated links. This is not, you know, I'm not getting paid for this or anything. This is just me showing you what I like and what I have come accustomed to using every single day. I thought this would be fun, a little different than what I normally do. I've never done this type of video, but I really do enjoy watching other YouTubers say what kind of brushes that they like to use, because loving makeup and trying to find ways to apply it perfectly and just get a really good smooth look out of your canvas here, you really have to have the right tools. And so for a while I was really looking for, I only had like a few select little brushes. I have a few Sigmas thrown in there, a few IT Cosmetics, but for the most part it's Morphe brushes. And like I said, I've really just got into the whole Morphe thing about 4 or 5 months ago. And it has really changed the way I look at makeup brushes, really has. So anyway, let's get started because I'm just starting to kind of ramble here. So we'll start with my face brushes. I have like 4 face brushes here to talk to you about. I actually don't have a Morphe face brush to talk about. I do want to get one. There is one that I want to get, but I have the Sigma F80. And I know there's a Morphe brush that is very similar to the Sigma F80, but I have this one and I really do love it. It's great for liquid foundation. I've never tried it with powder foundation, but I use it more as like stippling on my foundation. I just kind of stipple it around and just blend around like the outer parts of my face with this brush. I only usually use liquid foundation on the weekends. During the week I'm all about powder foundation. I just find that it's quicker and just more easier to apply when you're just ready to get out the door. So for that I have two brushes that I like to use. One is a It Cosmetics brush and the other one is a Bare Minerals brush. The It Cosmetics is actually, it's very fluffy. It doesn't have, oh yeah it does. This is the Heavenly Luxe Flat Top Buffing Foundation number 6 from It Cosmetics. And this one I use for my powder foundation. This one you can actually get if you order from QVC, the Celebration Foundation, just the regular one. It comes with this brush, and that's how I came about this brush. But I started using it with just other powder foundation, and it's just amazing. It's just an amazing powder foundation brush, and this is the one that I mostly grab for. It's very soft, and it just blends that foundation in and just gives you great coverage with your powder foundation. This one is another one, the Bare Minerals Precision Face Brush. I like this one. Again, it's very soft, it's very sturdy, but I like how it kind of has that angle to it, and you can really get into those corners right there, or up and underneath the eye if you really want to. So I kind of flip-flop these depending on, I guess depending on what I'm feeling. I don't know. This one gives good coverage, but I find this one gives like a more smoother, fuller coverage with powder foundation. This one I use probably on a regular basis. But if I'm really feeling like I need some more coverage, I'll grab this one. For some reason, I just feel like this one gives a fuller coverage than the It Cosmetics. But I love them both, and I use them both. I use this one every day, pretty much. And but like I said, when I'm feeling like I need a little bit more coverage on those days, I'll use this one. This is another It Cosmetics brush. This is actually the brush that comes with the Celebration Foundation Illumination. So again, if you order it from QVC, you'll get this brush along with it. It is a great brush for that foundation. I don't have that foundation at the time, so that's not what I'm using it for. It does not have the name on it, but I will find it and link it down below for you. But it's more of like a microfiber type brush, and it's very soft. I like to blend with this brush. As you can see, it's kind of pink on the top. What I like doing is after I've applied my blush, I like to blend out my blush with this brush. That's a lot. That's a lot to say. But yeah, that's what I use this one for. It does work very well with the Celebration Foundation Illumination, but it's more for a lighter coverage. So if you do have a powder foundation that you just want a very light coverage with, you can use this brush for that as well. But what I've been using for and grabbing it for lately is blending out my blush. So those are my 4 like face brushes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other face brushes, more like powder, blush, concealer type things. I'll start with my 2 favorite concealer brushes. If you watched my how I cover my dark circles video, you'll remember these brushes. This is the Morphe M176. It's just it's thinner, it's very flexible, very fluffy, but it's just very like thin. It has more of a wide and kind of a curve top, and you can just really get into there and just fix that powder, that setting powder right into that under eye area. It fits very well and gets that powder in there with no problem. The other one I like to use, this is the Morphe M438. This comes more to a point. It's more fluffier, but it's more sturdier. So I actually, sorry, I have hair that keeps like getting into my nose area and it's like tickling. I actually use this one more every day because it's just kind of quicker to set my under eye. So I would just usually dip it into my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and I just quickly, because it can get right up in there with no problem, and I really just kind of set everything all about like that. where this one is just more precise. It's just more for that setting that under eye area. And I mean, you can kind of bring it down, but this one I find blends a little better if you want to bring it down and set this whole area. But I like them both. I use them both. I guess really just depending on my mood and what kind of look I'm going for. These three Morphe brushes are from the Elite collection. I love these brushes. I think they're beautiful for one. I love just the handle. It's very like it's very like shiny and it just looks like expensive. It just looks like an expensive brush, but these are very nice. I love these. These two I mainly use for powder. This is just mainly a smaller version of this one. The big one is called the E3 and the smaller one is the E48. And I actually, most of the time I use both of these. So what I do is I'll set my T-zone with the smaller one, and then I'll take the big one and just kind of pat it around my face with a setting powder. I use both of these mainly for setting my foundation, basically. So yeah, I kind of use both of them. I really like the small one for getting into those small areas in my T-zone, and this one for mainly the outer part of my face. This one is also an Elite brush. This is the E4, and it's I use this for my blush. I don't know if it's pretty. I guess you could use it for contouring, but it's a perfect brush for your blush. It just gets that blush right on in there. Really, really love it. It's very soft. It picks up that color and just really puts it exactly where you want it. I've just fallen in love with this. This is my go-to. In fact, this is pretty much all I've been using. I haven't really been using my little beauty blender at all lately. I have another blush brush, old school from Makeup Geek. You can't get this one anymore, but I do use this one from time to time. But this has been my go-to. Next up, we'll start with like bronzing and contouring. I only have like 3 brushes for that. And this one is my absolute most favorite bronzing brush. I used to use this is the Real Techniques. This is actually their blush brush. But this is, for me, this is just too much for blush. I just felt like I couldn't get a nice application of blush with this brush. So I started using it as kind of like bronzing everywhere. And then I discovered this one. This actually came in a subscription. It is the Morphe M527. It's got that more smooshed end right here to make it kind of flare out like this, which really makes great for, you can contour it with it if you want, but I find it's just better at bronzing because it's just so much more fluffier, and I can get around my hairline real good, and I take it down my neck and sometimes on my chest area. Absolute favorite. This is what I go grab for every single day. I do have a Real Technique brush that I still use for contouring because I just think it's perfect for contouring. It does look like it's like fluffy, but it's very sturdy, and I like how it comes to that angle, so you can really like get in there, and I kind of like cut my crease right there, and then you can just blend it out. You can also, you know, define areas. I even use it down my nose sometimes. But what I mainly use for like if I want to contour my nose, which I don't do all the time, usually I'll just take my this Morphe, this one, and just kind of pinch it and just kind of, you know, just add a little something right there, a little dimension. But this one right here, I'll grab from time to time if I really want to contour my nose. I can't see the number. This one actually faded, and I haven't been having this one for long, but I think it came faded like that. I think it says the that's Bella. M26, I don't know. I will find it though because it came in one of my subscription boxes, so I will find it and I'll link it below. But it's great to really contour your nose and really blend it out. I also use it for like right here. So those are my bronzing and contouring brushes. For highlight, I have 3 brushes that I've just been loving. These two I've been kind of flip-flopping, grabbing them just for like during the week. This is the M501 and this is the M510. So the difference really, the only difference I can really tell you about these two brushes is that this one's way more fluffier, but this one works really good too. I've actually been picking this one up more because I just like the way it applies highlight a little better than this one, but they're both really good and both great for highlighting. But most recently, when I'm really want to put that highlight and really get that highlight on my cheekbones, this is the Morphe M310. I never actually used a fan brush, so when I got this, I was so excited. So when I first tried it out, I was like, where has this been in my life? Oh my god, it's like perfect. So yeah, when I really want that like bam highlight, this is what I've been grabbing, and it's just perfect. Absolutely love it. I do keep it in its little pouch like this just to kind of keep the hairs from going all crazy. I can use all three for the same purpose. Cheekbone highlights, I kind of like tip of my nose a little bit, Cupid's bow, and I kind of dab my chin a little bit. I can also do that with this one. This one gives like a great, I don't know what it is about this one, but it just like applies highlight like a dream. I guess 'cause maybe it's meant for that purpose. But those are my favorite highlight brushes. Moving on to, that was loud, eye brushes. I have so many right here. When I was picking them out, I couldn't really like decide if I wanted to like minimize it or just throw it all out there and show y'all exactly the ones that I truly go for every day. And it really is all these. Maybe not every single day, but these are the ones that I grab all the time. So let's just dive right in. I'll go through my blending brushes first because I have a lot of those that I kind of just flip-flop through or with. I have different purposes for them. This is another Elite brush from Morphe. This is the E22. It's just great for blending. In fact, these two, this is the It Cosmetics, what's it say? Airbrush Blending Crease number 105. This has been my absolute favorite blending crease brush. And then this one came along. But they're very similar, so I can get the same effect with both of these. This one is a little bit shorter and more flat at the top, maybe a little rounded, but this one comes definitely more to a point, but it's rounded. With this one, what I like to use when I know I'm going to bring that crease color down onto my lid, that's when I grab this one, which is mostly like during the week when I just kind of want to do like a all over color but blend it out really good where it doesn't look like crazy. That's what I use this one for. Kind of the same thing with this one. It kind of does the same purpose, but yet, like I said, it comes more into like a rounded point than this one does. So it's really better for right in that crease, and then you can just kind of swirl it around to blend it out, and you can also bring it down onto the lid just because it's just more precise and kept together. You can really bring it down onto that lid. So those are the two I grabbed for that. And then I have these two blending brushes. These are both Morphe. They're right next to each other. This is the M504 and this is the M505. So just comparison of these, one is taller. If I combine the brushes, this one's taller as well on that, definitely more fluffier. More of it is rounded, but it's more of like a flat round, kind of like the Cosmetics, and then this one comes more to a point round. So this one right here, what I like to do with this one is if I just want to grab a quick color, so you just pick up that color and it leaves such a light color in the crease, so you don't have to be scared that you're like putting on like way too much in the crease. It picks up like the right amount and just blends it out so good. It's definitely the perfect transitioning crease brush. That's what I use for this one. And then this one, what I mainly grab for is when I'm kind of done with my look and it needs a little bit of more blending. I'll take it and kind of in circular motions just kind of blend my crease a little bit better, because it can get into there a little bit better than this one. So those are my favorite blending brushes. This one actually though, this is the Morphe M310. And it's definitely, it comes to more of a narrow ferrule at the end. Is that what you call it? You call that the ferrule? The ferrule? Oh, my country coming out. But anyway, it, yeah, definitely squeezes at the tip right there. It's more wider. It's definitely very, very sturdy. You don't get much fluff out of that. But what I like to use this for is actually highlighting my brow bone. it couldn't come out. But yeah, this is what I like, because it's just so sturdy and it can just get that color right up in there and just kind of pat it on in there. That's mainly what I use this brush for. This one is the Morphe M209, and it is very, very bendable, very fluffy. It again comes to that narrow end on the ferrule. But unlike this one, it's not so like stiff and sturdy. I mean, this one is soft, but what I mean is like it just doesn't have that flexibility like this one does. But for this one, if I just want just a light kind of shimmer, in fact, I used it today. I just wanted like a light shimmer on my lid, so I just dipped it in there and just kind of patted that all over my lid with this brush, and it, you know, it just kind of gives like that soft look. So that's what I like that one for. These two are a little bit more precise. This one is the Sigma E55. I've used this over the years so many times. This one kind of like the same effect as this one, as the 209 I just showed you. But this one is definitely a little bit more sturdier, but it is flimsy. It's just shorter. This one is just more for packing that color on there, as well as this one. This is the Morphe M167. In fact, I've been grabbing this one more than I have this one, but I just wanted to mention this one because I've used this one so much over the years, and I still grab it. But, and again, this is the Sigma E55, but this is the one that I mainly grab. And what I like doing with this one, you can, like, again, you can use it the same way I use this one, just to pack that color on there. But this one it's really good for, like, if you want to add glitter to your eyelid, or any type of maybe eyeshadow that is more on the glittery side. What I like to do is take my MAC Fix Plus and just spray it real lightly, and dip it into that color that I really want to pop on my lid, and it's gonna like really, and just press it on there, and it's gonna really make that color pop on there. It's more sturdy, but yet it's still soft, but it's just very good for, I mean, this one's good for packing that color on there, but this one's just a lot more fluffier, where this one is just a lot more sturdier, and you can really pack that if you, like I said, glitter or any type of shimmer eyeshadow, you can really pack it on with this one. So those are what I like that for. This one is the Morphe M433. I've actually only used this one a couple times because I haven't really been doing my like putting a color like in the crease right there for some reason, like the outer V. Lately I've just been liking kind of like one color, maybe a transitioning shade, and being done with it. But this one I've used a couple times too, because it's, again, it comes to that narrow point at the end. It's very flexible. It's kind of rounded, but it's great. It fits right up in there. You can get that color that you want, that outer V color, if you will, and really blend that in right there. It's really good for that. I have another one that I've used for years. This is the Makeup Geek Pro Blending Fluff Brush, but once again, these do not exist anymore. So I've been trying to grab this one more lately just for tutorial reasons, and I've really liked it. Like I said, I've only used it a couple times, but it's great for getting that outer V in there and blending it out. Really good for that. Let me mention this one real quick. This is the Morphe M224. This is, for me, I've been using this as like a concealer brush to get my concealer in there. Of course, right now I'm using concealers that have like the doe foot applicator on them, but like my Bye Bye Under Eye, or I don't have one right now, but the MAC Prolongwear Concealer, I just like pump that on the back of my hand and just apply the concealer with this just to get it where I want to, and then take my little beauty blender and blend it out. But or if I need to conceal anywhere, any blemishes that I may have, this has been my perfect go-to concealer brush. So I just thought I'd mention that one. And I'll have everything, I'll have all these in the description box down below with their description, their numbers, everything. Lastly, I have 5 more brushes on here. I'll go ahead and start with the non-Morphe ones. This one is from It Cosmetics, and it is the Angled Liner and Brow Brush, the number 217. Love this. I absolutely cannot live without this brush. It is just a angled, very defined brush. What I mainly use this for is to actually do a wing liner with eyeshadow. And what I do, again, I'll wet it with my MAC Fix Plus, and I'll dip into that liner, and I'll just get that and then cut me a wing with this, and it's perfect. It's not going anywhere. Like, there's no hairs like flying out in different directions. You know, sometimes you can find, I had a brush that did that I was using for that purpose, but the hairs, the older it got, like the hairs just kept like coming out of the like defined area. So it just wasn't working for me anymore. But I've been having this for a while, and it has stayed true to its shape, and I really love it. I also use it to, if I use a liquid liner, I do not use liquid liner without setting it with like a powder or an eyeshadow. So if I use a black liquid liner, I'll take a black eyeshadow with this and just kind of set it. So I'll use it for that. You can also do a soft wing. I use it for just soft wings during the week. Just take that darker shade and just you know, get yourself a little soft wing there. But if you want it more intense, more like you use like a liquid liner or something, definitely spray it with like MAC Fix Plus or whatever setting spray you have, and you can really get a nice cut wing with this. This one's double-sided, but I want to talk about this end. This is from Sigma. This is the E30. You can get this one separate by itself. This one just came in like an eyeshadow palette I had bought years ago. The other end is the E55, which I have in my collection. But this end, like I said, this is the E30 pencil brush. And for what I like to do with this is, I used it today, I like to get that shadow and just kind of line my upper lid with it. And you can even get just a slight more like messier blended out wing with this. And that's what I use this for, or just to kind of smudge a color up above my lash line, my top lash line. But that's what I mainly use that one for. The last 3 I have are Morphe brushes. This one is from the Elite collection. This is the E36, and it's like a pencil brush, but it has a more flat, rounded top. And what I like to use for this is actually highlighting the inner corner of my eye. Just tapping that, it picks up the product perfectly, and it just fits right into that area, and you can just highlight that whole area. I also had this one. This is also a Elite one, E18. I don't pick this one up as much because it's just a bigger version of this one. But if you want it to, it can cover a bigger area. But I find myself using this one a lot more, the E36, for that purpose. This is the Morphe M169. This is very fluffy brush, but it's definitely, it comes to a point. Pretty much a good, I guess like a fuller pencil brush than the E30. But what I like to do with this is smudge out my bottom lash line with a shadow. This one right here also, I'll use the M432. It's just a very flat top, precise brush. I don't know if you can see it. It's very, very thin, very precise, almost just like the It Cosmetics one I just showed you, but this one is flat. It doesn't have any type of angle. And what I've been using this one for is taking a shadow and just kind of placing it exactly where I want underneath my lower lash line, and then I'll take my M169 with maybe like a transitioning shade and really blend that out, and that's what I did. That's what I did today. So those are my favorite go-to brushes. These are the brushes I use all the time, whether I'm doing a just an easy look or if I'm really amping it up and doing something just fun. These are the brushes that I go to for. So like I said before, I will link them, every single one that I mentioned, down below, along with the link to the LiveGlam subscription. Now I do have a referral for the LiveGlam subscription for like referring to my friends, but it doesn't, I don't get anything from it. I don't get any money from it or anything. It just gives me points. But you do not have to use that referral if you don't want to. You can just subscribe on your own. I will link it down below for you though if you want to use my referral. That is it. That's all I wanted to say about my brushes. I hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoy watching these types of videos because I know brushes out there can get very overwhelming, and if you don't sit down and play with them, you just don't really know what to use. So I thought I would share my thoughts and feelings on these brushes, and so yeah, I hope you got something out of it, enjoyed it, and thank y'all so much for watching and spending this time with me. Don't forget to come follow me on all my social medias, which I will have down below, and I will talk to y'all in my next video. Bye y'all.